Hello and what is up everyone, it is Hachi from the Art of Dota, and in this video I'm going to be talking about one of the new items, the Kaya. It is the counterpart of the Sange and the Yasha. We got the Sange and the Yasha and the Kaya, and you know, if you combine all three together, you got the Kaya, Yasha, Sange, or otherwise known as the KYS, or the Kill Yourself combination, because it's not actually in the game yet, so we're going to have to wait until that comes out. But for now, you can build the casual Kaya as if you would build a casual Yasha or sometimes a casual Sange, but that isn't too common. So, what does the item do? I talked about it a little bit in my item analysis video, but again, I'll reiterate here. So, Kaya, it gives you 16 intelligence, 10% spell amp, as well as a 10% mana cost and mana loss reduction. Now, what that means is every single spell that you use is going to cost 10% less mana. In addition, if there is some mana burning abilities on the enemy team, such as mana break from an anti-mage or a diffusal blade, or Nyx mana burn, or even just lion mana drain, it's going to just be reduced by 10%. So overall, when you buy this item, you're just going to have more mana to work with. And as you see here, we're watching a replay of Mid1, who actually rushed the Kaya as pretty much his first core item. And normally you think of Storm Spear and you're looking to buy things like a Soul Ring or you're just looking to rush Bloodstone. But Mid1 has actually just went for the Kaya here along with his treads, and the mana loss or the mana reduction is enough to allow him to sustain fighting early on in the game. It's going to make it so his remnants, if you are able to click him here, only cost 90 mana. Alright, he's clicking around here. He's a little tricky one. Alright, he's going to make it so his remnants only cost 90 mana rather than 100. For his ultimate, it costs 88% right now. But again, his ultimate is based on his total mana pool. But whatever that cost is going to be reduced by 10%. So for heroes like Storm Spirit, or even other heroes like Tinker especially, and these are the two most popular heroes right now that are picking up the Kaya in the pro scene. Actually, Tinker and Storm is being picked up quite a lot now, and Kaya is pretty much a core item on them, as I predicted. I think that the stats for it are very good, and something I didn't mention as well is it does also give a 10% spell amp, and that applies with any spell that you have. So it's not just magic damage. So for Tinker, it does amplify the damage of his laser as well, even though that's pure, his rockets, march, and even like his Dagon when he gets that later on. And I think that Kaya is a super valuable item because if you look at the build-up, it's relatively cheap. It's just 1950 gold. It takes a Staff of Wizardry as well as a Robe of the Magi and a recipe. And compare that to a Yasha, that is the same price. And if you look at the Yasha's effect, it gives as well 16 agility, 10 attack speed, as well as 8% move speed. So for Agi heroes, that's great as a casual item, just for accelerating your farm speed, moving around the map a little bit faster. And if you gotta look at Kaya, it's pretty much the same thing, except for int heroes. And I would say it's even slightly better with that 10% spell amp. Because heroes, especially like Tinker, really benefit from that. Because if you look at Tinker's talents before, I think he got a spell amp talent really late in his talent tree. I think it was either at level 20 or level 25. But now, the fact that he can rush Kaya is pretty much his third item. For Tinker, he would buy it after Blink for the most part, instead of an Aether Lens. I know that a lot of players are doing that now. And for Storm, you could even buy it here, as you see Mid1 is doing, as pretty much the first core item. Of course, he started with the Null Talisman. He went for the Treads, Wand, as well as Bottle, and he's just going to go straight into that Kaya rather than even bothering with a Soul Ring, because Soul Ring doesn't build into Bloodstone anymore. And we've even seen other Storm Spirits like Miracle actually go for the Kaya and the Bloodstone, but what Mid1's going to do here is actually skip the Bloodstone entirely and just go for a more classic, I guess, Orchid build. So, what does Kaya give you when you're an int hero? I mean, you're looking at all this money and it doesn't seem like it does anything, and you're not going to be able to build it into anything late game. What Kaya actually allows you to do is farm a lot faster, actually, because every time you're using your mana abilities to farm, and this goes with any hero. Could even apply to heroes like Death Prophet. Of course, Cancel, I don't believe, is going to be building one in this game because Death Prophet and even other heroes like Leshrac, even though they would benefit from the Kaya, would prefer to have some defensive items because they're quite squishy. But when you're talking about heroes like Tinker and Storm Spirit that have a natural form of just mobility, well, Tinker not so much, but he would have to purchase that in his form of boots, or in the form of boots of travel, as well as a blink dagger. But then after that, he's pretty safe, able to blink into the trees and just cast his spells from a safe distance. And then he can afford to go for the Kaya. So right now, the only heroes that are building this item in the pro scene are Storm Spirit and Tinker. But if you look towards pubs, I think that Kaya could be a very good core item on heroes like the new hero Dark Willow. All of her abilities are amplified by the Kaya, of course, the Bramble Maze, as well as her Bedlam, and it can allow you to have a lot more damage output as well as lower all your mana costs just so you can remain in fights and cast more abilities. And again, even though I said that people are not really building it on heroes like Lesh or Death Prophet in the pro scene, it definitely can work out in pubs where maybe enemy teams are not as coordinated and they're not going to just focus you down if you don't have a defensive item right away. And again, heroes like Lesh and both Death Prophet do benefit a lot from having a Kaya, and I would say almost all int heroes that are mainly casters, so pretty much all of them, any core int hero benefits a lot from this new item. I could even argue building it on heroes such as Odie, but of course the mana cost reduction is not going to affect him too much. And if you guys checked out that Reddit clip of Miracle on his Storm Spirit with a Bloodstone, an Arcane Rune, as well as a Kaya, he literally could jump all over the place without using barely any mana at all. I think this item is very good, and I guess my prediction was right about it being the best new item coming out of the new patch. It's definitely the most built so far because it is the cheapest in the pro scene right now. We've seen some Meteor Hammers, we've seen some even Aeon Disc, but Kaya, because of these heroes such as Storm Spirit and Tinker being quite popular right now, has been picked up quite a lot. So this is going to be it for this video. I hope it allowed you to learn more about the Kaya. And again, I'm going to be doing more videos on items in the future, so stay tuned for more. And if this video did help you out, make sure you leave a like down below, as well as subscribe to see more. Because again, I'm uploading pretty much 1 or 2 videos every day, and I want to make one video per item that has come out in a new patch. So this is going to be my first one, the Kaya, the most popular one. And remember, in the future, we're going to see that Kaya Yasha Sanj. So see you all in the next video, and peace out.